Well, the Korean team is Chang Hae-jin and Kim Woojin. 2 Olympic gold medalists, multiple World Cup medalists, outstanding competitors. Kim on the left, a member of the men's team that was stunned by Kazakhstan earlier, and Chang, who will be shooting later on in the individual. And they're going up against these two, Ya-Ting and Chun-Heng. Now, Tan is part of the women's team that were the number 2 seeds who were stunned in the quarterfinal against Malaysia. A major shock, that. So she's at least been able to get that out of her system. And she's definitely guaranteed a medal here, of course. But will it be gold? Will it be silver? Chinese Taipei, of course, because they're against the Koreans, will be huge underdogs. But we've seen more than once in Shanghai the Koreans are not infallible.
Because even though you've read out there in a lot of matches today, it's still already, regardless of any of this, going to be looked at as a bit of a disappointment. The ladies' team not winning, I can't remember the last time that happened. And the men's team losing in the final, staggering. So normally, I'd be super confident that Korea would be victorious. And instead, I'm feeling, surely it can't happen twice.
Oh, Chang, the current world number 3, opens up with an 8. That obviously is capable of much better than that.
Solid.
Kim follows up with a 10. The Chinese Taipei team out here to support their compatriots as well. Good to see.
I've watched this team compete many a time, so they're used to competing with each other. Because with Korea, the team can change from event to event depending on who's top. Whereas Chinese Taipei have quite a stable mixed team, so they've had a chance to hopefully refine their skills of working together, get used to each other's timings. And sometimes that can make the difference.
You were telling me the story of the Korean men's team. I forget exactly who was who, but we're talking about an Olympic gold medalist who could not make their team.
Yes.
Yes,
it was Kim Woojin in
that's right.
In 2012, World Cup overall champion, won the final, and he wasn't in their Olympic team because their standard is so high.
Well, there's a 10. So that's put down a marker. But it does open the door for Chinese Taipei. If they're perfect here, they can pinch the points. But they're not going to do it with a 7.
No, that's going to cost the set.
So Chun-Heng will just use this as a rangefinder.
He struggles as well.
But the set had gone anyway. Yeah, that was disappointing.
What a great venue.
It really is. Picturesque. Chang letting her arrow go. She's in for a busy afternoon, of course. And Kim's in action, I think, later on as well. I think he's in the men's individual final against another person who's come from nowhere, young Steve Weiler, the Dutchman, in his first, I believe it's his first ever senior event.
It is.
And he's in a World Cup final.
Unbelievable. Just absolutely unknown. You know, they've brought him here to get him a bit of experience, get him a bit of exposure at the beginning of the Olympic cycle, and wow, you're in a final. Where'd you go? Where'd you go from that?
Well, that's coming up a little bit later on, that gold medal match in the men's individual. First, we've got mixed team gold to sort out. And a huge disappointment there for Chinese Taipei at the end of that first set. Good support here for Ya-Ting from her teammates. It was her 7 that really just blew the door off that opening set. What can she respond with there? That's how you become an elite archer. You shrug it off and you move on and you retune.
That is much more like it. She's very experienced, very successful. Watched her win many a tournament. Beautiful.
That's more like it as well from Chinese Taipei. Always pays in any sport, doesn't it? Have a short memory. Something goes wrong, forget about it. Move on.
Erase and move on, always. Okay.
Well, 3 out of 3. No pressure then, Kim. To say that he's capable of matching that is a huge understatement. That is millimeters. Oh, he's
they're
got
calling it in.
He's got it.
And
Yeah,
they will
called
have
him in.
spotters from 2 different angles looking at it. So if they're saying it's in, they'd be confident. If they're not sure, they always give the lower score because they don't want to let people down. They want to give good news, so they'll always score it low if they're not sure. Wow, beautiful.
Well, they don't need that one checked by anybody. That was a super shot from Tan. Now wait. If he can match that, we'll put huge pressure on the Koreans. Well, a 9. That's actually opened the door.
Odd to think that 1-9 has just opened the door, but
well,
that's where we're in.
That's high standards, though. 5 consecutive 10s. Oh, my goodness me.
Wow.
Well, it's another turn-up. A rueful smile from Chang. This set's gone. Kim can't rescue this. We are talking about the finest of margins here that's going to determine this gold.
But again, we're seeing something that is uncharacteristic for Korea. We see many teams slip up and have wide shots and drop in the odd red, but that's not normally what we'd sit here talking about Korea doing. They're going to have a bit of a long, hard look in the mirror on the way home, because if they lose this, that really would probably be their their worst World Cup ever, I would think.
You would know better than me, as we get confirmation that it's 2-2 at the end of 2 sets. You would know better than me that whatever happens from here, Korea may well win the gold here. They are going to win the gold in the individual women because it's an all-Korea final. They may well win the men's individual gold as well, but even if they get 3 golds, it's going to feel like a little bit disappointing, their performance here.
They got high standards. They come.
They want 6 golds.
They want the lot, yes, frankly. Good shot there from Tan.
Well, this is the crucial set, you would think.
I think she's just clipped it.
Has she just got enough there?
Because an 8 would really be a setback.
I think you're right. I think she just nibbled a little bit of the line, and there's confirmation.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just touch it.
Well, that is a couple of millimeters away from the perfect shot. That's a strong 9.
It is. But she could have done with a few extra millimeters. Again, not a disaster, but not really what they wanted.
Now, is that going to get the 10?
I think that's out.
Just missed, didn't it? Yeah, another little rueful smile. That wasn't far away.
10 would send a strong message.
And there is the message sent. Well, there's still a chance for a share here.
Takes some good shooting to get that.
Yeah, it's not difficult to do the mathematics to know what they need. And that's the end of that. I think Wei's body language said it all. Oh dear. For the second time in 3 sets. I've got nothing to work with. Right, I might as well send a 10 in there just to let us know we're still fighting, we're defiant, that this is not over. What it does mean, though, is Chinese Taipei have to win this 4th set coming up, or this match will be over. Just a share will do it for Korea. Now, are we going to go to a shootout, or are the Koreans going to say no? We've had enough of this. Enough disappointment. I don't know what's the bigger shock there, though. You would know. The women's team completely disappearing off the radar, stunned out of nowhere. Not even a bronze medal match.
Yep.
Or the men losing to the Kazakhstanis in a shootout.
It's the women, because we've had Olympic Games where individually Korea have got gold, silver and bronze. They're that dominating. I can't remember a World Cup where the Korean ladies have competed and not been on the top of the podium, let alone the podium. So that's that's the biggest upset.
Well, Ya-Ting. That's a terrific start in a set they have to win. Now, 3 more of those, and that smile will get even wider. Wei's got plenty of time to play with, and yeah, in a high standard gold medal match.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
But they need to win this. They need to win this set, and I'm not sure they're going to get away with it with 9s.
We're not after good, are we? We're after gold medal.
Well. She's been up and down, Chang. Yeah. She's got coming up an individual final against her compatriot Kibo Ray.
It's not going to boost her confidence.
No, exactly.
Well, you say 10 there very confidently, but was it?
Oh, I think they've scored that a 9. And I didn't think it got any of the line either. Nor did the scorers. So Chinese Taipei in great shape here. Oh, and just as you say that, Tan's let another loose one go. That is disappointing.
She's still smiling and looking more relaxed than her Korean counterpart.
Well, if Wei can put a 10 in, he's going to force the Koreans to shoot perfect, and he's done that. He's done his job. But if Korea go back-to-back 10s, the gold medal is theirs. If they don't, get a coin out and flip it, because we will go to a shoot-off. Well, Chang has done her job. If Kim Woojin can match that, they can celebrate. Oh, and it's only just got a 9.
Too much to ask.
Well, even if they do end up winning the gold here, the Koreans, they've had to fight tooth and nail for it.
Yeah, it's not the way they're used to winning. They're used to walking out, dominating. This is scrappy. And it still might not actually go their way.
And they've been in front twice, winning the 1st set, winning the 3rd set. They've had 2 opportunities just to close the door on Chinese Taipei and say, no, this is our gold medal. They've let them hang around, and they've let them into a shootout. And as we've seen with Kazakhstan, anything can happen in a shootout. Absolutely no margin for error. Cool nerves. focus, intensity, concentration, and you hope that when you do shoot your arrow, you don't get some sudden little gust of wind blow up and divert a 10 to a 9.
Quite.
It can be as simple as that.
New faces for a shoot-off, just in case you have to measure to the dead center. They want it to be absolutely pristine. And then they'll re-center the Falcon Eye scoring device.
This is another one. This is almost a lottery. I was going to say, who would you back in this situation? In the previous one that we saw earlier today, you would have backed Korea with their vast depth of experience. 60
World Cup medals, I think it was, yes.
Yeah, and all those Olympic gold medals. But it was the unheralded Kazakhstanis that held their nerve and came through.
Chinese Taipei have upped their game, and Korea have dropped their game, but they're both sort of in the same place. So I guess I'm sure Korea will come through, but
you were sure in the shootout in the team event.
But I'm sure the crowd would like to see the underdogs come through.
Which way is it going to go?
And from a media point of view, it'll be a clear message if they lose this one as well. There'll be no doubt what the stories will be about. Korea's challenging start to the season.
Well, as you say, it is the start of the season as well. There's a few more stops yet along the way. It's going to be a very busy few months in this World Cup. Here we are, stage 1. It's certainly been entertaining. It has not been dull. Whilst you always like to see the cream rise to the top, it is nice to have a shock and an upset along the way every so often as well. What storylines these last few days have brought us already. Are we going to have another storyline here? The Korean mixed team going to be denied gold in a shoot-off, or will they assert their authority? What's Chang going to give us? My goodness me.
You can hear from the crowd.
You see it and you can't believe it. And that smile is the smile of someone who's just saying, I'm sorry, but Ya-Ting has had a couple of problems.
It's 1 point up. It's not the best display, but it's a point up.
She'll be really disappointed with that, though, because that could have been a gold medal shot right there. If she'd got a 9, you would think this one's done and dusted. Woo's got to have a 10 and then just hope for the best. Well, 9.
9 to win. That's
9 to win.
Achievable task.
And whilst Wei has not been spectacular, he's been very solid. You would think this man is a banker going for gold. Needs 9. And delivers. Just like that. It's another shock. Chinese Taipei, who were chasing this one right from the start, stuck around, held their nerve. Korea did not put their foot down. They had their opportunities, the Koreans. They let Chinese Taipei back into it, and they've paid for it. They will have to settle for silver as this week of shocks for Korean archery goes on. It's Chinese Taipei in the shape of Tan Ya-Ting and Wei Chun-Heng who take gold in the mixed team event. They will be delighted. Arms raised in triumph. Their teammates thrilled after what's been a relatively disappointing few days for them. But what about this Korean story? It goes on, and the story is not a good one. Just look at those faces.
It's just been scrappy. This is not like they just lost an absolute world-class match. That was a bit messy, too many reds. This is not what we've come to expect from Korea.
And Chang needs to pick herself up because we go on to the individual women's competition next. But before we do that, confirmation of how the mixed team gold medal has been decided. Chinese Taipei came from 2-0 down and 4-2 down to win a shoot-off by a single point. And that 9 from Wei Chun-Heng is the shot that has secured gold for Chinese Taipei.